Hello kids, my name is Ujoma and I'll be taking you on Scratch. So today we're going to be looking at Introduction to Scratch. By the end of this class, we're going to be learning what Scratch is all about, everything about Scratch interface, how to change and create your own backdrop, how to change and create your own sprites, and how to make your sprite move. So what is Scratch? Scratch is a computer programming language made for kids, where you can create your stories, games, animations with the use of colorful blocks. Okay, in Scratch, you don't have to use complex codes. All you need to do is to drag and drop in accordance to whatever you want to create. You can also look at Scratch as your Lego blocks that you use in building structures, houses, and your toys. But in Scratch, you don't need to build structures. All you're doing is programming. Okay, now we're going to be looking at Scratch interface. I'll show you what Scratch interface looks like, and I'll introduce you to all the interface and all the tools. Let's dive into it. This is what the Scratch interface looks like. We have the tabs, the stage, we have the script area, the backdrops, the sprite area, and the block palette. Okay, so the tabs, this is where you can edit your script, costumes, backdrop, and signs. Then the stage, this is your stage where your script comes to life. Okay, it's like your screen where you view what you have done. And here is your script area. You drag your blocks and you assemble them here to make commands. And here is your block palettes. Okay? They are divided into different colors, but we're going to treat that later on. Here is where you choose your programming blocks to create scripts. And here is your script area. This is where you can locate all the sprites that you have chosen. And this is your backdrops. This is where you change, you select backdrops, you can create your own from here. So this is your backdrops area. This is where you can choose different backdrops, because you have different backdrops in Scratch. Okay, and you can also create your own. You can also upload from your browser. Then let's move to the next. This is what your Scratch interface looks like. I'm going to be explaining it to you one after another. Okay, so you have the stage. This is where your creations come to life. It's like the screen that shows your game and animations. You can see your characters called sprites here, move and do things. Okay, so the next one is the block palette. As you can see the image right here. On the left side of the screen, you'll find all the different types of blocks you can use to make your sprite do things. The blocks are grouped by colors. Okay, and the next one, you have the sprite area. The sprite area is the bottom right section of the Scratch interface. There you can see all the sprites that we have added to your project. Okay, each sprite is a character or object that you can make do things like move, talk, or interact with one another. So the next one is the backdrop area, as you can see on the screen. The backdrop area is located in the lower right corner of the Scratch interface, just above the sprite area. It shows the background of your project. Okay, and you can change it to make your scenes look different or have multiple backgrounds. Then the next one is your code area, also known as script area. When you drag the block from the left palette, it shows up here in the middle. This is where you put together the blocks to create a script that controls your sprite. The next one is the green flag and the red button right on top of your stage. Okay, the green flag is like the start button for your Scratch project. When you click the green flag at the top of the screen, it tells your project to begin. And then the red button is like the stop button for your Scratch project. When you click the red button at the top of the screen, it stops everything from running. So now we're going into a new section where I'll be introducing you to sprites. and you learn how to change and create your own sprites. Okay, and I know some of you be wondering what Sprite is, and most of you will be thinking Sprite is a normal drink that you take, but no. In Scratch, your sprite is like they are the characters and objects in the project. Okay, you can choose sprites from the library or even create your own. Each sprite can have its own action, like moving, jumping, spinning, and so on. Alright, so we have different types of sprites in the sprite library, ranging from animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, and even letters. Alright, so now we're going to learn how to change your sprite. We'll be going into the Scratch application to do some practicals. Okay, so if you don't have the app already downloaded for your PC, you can go to your browser and type scratch.mit.edu, okay, and then you click on create when you must have done that, or you can go straight to download it right there. Alright, so let's go to Scratch to do some practicals. So here we're going to learn how to change our sprite. This is how you can change your sprite. You come to this choose a sprite icon right here. You click on it, and then it will take you to the sprite library. Then you choose any particular sprite you want. You can choose from animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, okay, fashion, or even letters. Alright? So we have a default sprite here, which is the cat. It's always here. But when you don't want to make use of it in your project, you can just click on this delete box here, and then it will go off. Alright? So now we're going to learn how to create our own sprite. We are going to be drawing a teddy bear sprite, but before then, I'll introduce you to all the tools right here. Okay, the first one is the select tool. You can use this one to select what you have created, if you want to delete, or if you want to modify what you draw right here. And this one is the reshape icon. Okay, you can use it to reshape what you've drawn. This one is the paint brush. You can use it to do freehand drawing. This is the eraser. You can use it to clean if you've made any mistake. Okay, this is the fill bucket. You can use it to fill any drawing you have made, even a freehand drawing. You can use it to color it. And this is the text icon. You can use it to type in words, what you're creating. This is the line. You can use it to draw a straight line, whether horizontal or vertical. Okay, and we have the circle and the rectangle icon. Okay, now we're going to start with our drawing. For this drawing, we'll be using the circle icon. Okay, so let's pick the circle icon and draw a circle. But this circle have a purple color. We don't need the purple color for teddy bear. We're needing a brown color, so let's go and change the color to brown. Okay, so that's it right here. Then this is okay. Alright, so we don't need this line around it, so we'll be removing it. We'll click here, and then we'll click on this. But first we have to select our circle before doing that. Okay, and then it has disappeared, as you can see. So pick another circle because we want to get the eye of our teddy bear. So we draw. You see that is a brown color. We need the eye to be white. So okay, let's choose white color. Alright, that's it. Okay, you can see what I'm doing on the screen, right? So we're going to duplicate the eye. Instead of drawing the second eye, we can just duplicate to make our work more easier. Right. Alright. So we need another circle to get the black eyeball. So we pick the black circle, we drop it down, and then we select and we duplicate. Then let's pick and place it here. Let's pick this one and place it here. Can you see that? Alright. So let's get the nose. Okay. So I want to get the nose. Okay. We'll be using a pink nose. Alright. So let's pick it up. And then we'll draw a small circle. Alright, something like this. This is okay. And place it. Oh, that's a mistake. So let's delete that. Then let's pick the nose and then we'll place it right here. Can you see that? Let's change the color of the nose. Alright, that's it. Okay, expand it a little. Okay, that's it. And then we need the lips. Okay, let's pick our circle icon and then we draw. Alright, that's it. Okay, now we'll be getting the ear of our teddy bear. Okay. Let's duplicate. Let's select and then we duplicate because our teddy bear should have 2 ears, just like a normal teddy bear, right? Alright, to place it right here and then we place it right here. Okay, so let's extend the ear like this. Okay, alright, let's expand it to make it bigger and look more like teddy bear ear. That's it. Okay, alright, now we need to get the exact shade of the teddy bear's color. Okay, that's it. Okay, hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we'll be able to delete this one, getting the color right here. Let's select this one, delete, then duplicate this one. Okay, let's duplicate and then we paste it right here. Alright, So that's it for the teddy bear. You can also create many more things. You can also create many more things with this. But just for this mini project, show you how you can use the tools. Alright, so the next one, we're going to be doing, we're going to be showing you how you can change your backdrops and how you can also create a backdrop, okay? Alright, so this is it. Let's go back to Scratch. Let me show you how you can change your backdrops. So let's start a new project. You click on File, then you click on New, and you say OK to open up a new page, okay? So we will not be, let's go. We can leave our default cat right here. Let's go to backdrop icon, click on it. So this is how you can change your backdrop. So we have different types of backdrop from the backdrop library, ranging from fantasy, music, sports, outdoors, indoors, space, underwater, and pattern. So you can change it according to whatsoever you want to create, okay? So let me show you how you can create your own backdrop. Let's go back to our project. Alright, let's go to the backdrop icon right here. We click on paint, okay? Then here we're going to use the rectangle. Let's click the rectangle icon. Then let's start. And just draw. Let's start. So we're going to be using the rectangle icon for this. Okay, let's pick it and then let's draw. Let's draw a rectangle, okay? Then cover the stage. We are going to be drawing a light view backdrop. So we'll be needing a dark background. Let's change the color of our backdrop right like this. So pick the circle icon and change the color to white, because we'll be able to create a moon. Okay, we'll be using white color for this. So let's create a moon. Can you see that? So we're going to be drawing our tiny stars, just like a normal night view. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Alright, and just do this. We do this. We do this. Okay, and just let's see what I'm doing. Then we can also select and duplicate the ones we've made to make our work easier. Okay, and duplicate. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay. Alright. Let's draw. Okay. See that. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Alright. Okay. You can have as many as you want, but this is a practical to show you how you can do it. When you're doing practicals on your own, when you're freeing your hands at home, you can draw more stars, okay? Now we're done with backdrops and Sprite. Now you know how to create your backdrops, how to use the tools there, and how to create your own sprites. Now we are moving to block palette. Okay, so the first block palette we have here is motion blocks, which is the blue color blocks. Okay, this motion blocks helps your sprite move around. For example, the move 10 steps block makes your sprite to move forward. Alright, so the next one is the looks block, which is the purple color block palette. Okay, these blocks change how your sprite looks, what it says. For example, say hello makes the sprite to talk. Alright, so the next one we have the sound blocks. The sound blocks is pink in color. These blocks help you add sounds. Okay, you can make your sprite play music or make sound effects. So the next one is the event block, which is yellow in color. This block starts your project or actions. For example, when the green flag clicks, it makes your sprite start doing things when you click the green flag. Alright, the next one is the controls block, which is orange in color. These blocks help control the flow of your project. Okay, for example, repeat 10 times. You can make your project run on and on with control blocks. Tells your sprite to do something over and over again. So the next one is the sensing block, which is light blue in color. These blocks make your sprite sense things like touching another sprite or clicking the mouse or any other keyboard. So the next one is the operators block. The operators block is green in color. These blocks let you perform math or make decisions. They are super useful when you want your project to make choices or do more complex things like keeping score in a game or deciding what happens next. So the next one is the variable blocks. The variable blocks is dark orange. These blocks help you keep track of things like score, numbers in your game. Alright? So we are moving on to scratch coordinates. Okay, what is scratch coordinates? The coordinates in Scratch are found in the motion block section of the block palette, and they are used to control where a sprite moves on the stage. We have the Y and the X coordinates. Alright, so the X axis moves left and right. When you want your sprite to move from the right side to the left side of your stage, then you use the X coordinate. Okay, so when you want your sprite to move from the up to the down, that's the vertical side of your stage. Okay, then you use the Y coordinates. Alright, so where the 0 is the center of the stage, the positive X means moving right and the negative X means moving left. Alright, so the positive Y means moving up and the negative Y means moving down. So as you can see, this is a picture of the explained coordinates. Alright, how the stage is divided into 4, as you can see right here. The negative X and the positive X, the negative Y and the positive Y. So here, as you can see, this sprite right here, it is moving from up to down. That's the Y axis. So the right side of your stage is your X coordinate. Okay, that is your positive X coordinate. Then the left part of your stage is the negative X coordinate. Then the upper part of your stage is the positive Y coordinate, while the down part of your stage is the negative Y coordinate. Alright, so we are going to go to Scratch now. Let me show you how Y and X coordinate works. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how the coordinates in Scratch work. Okay, let's do a little bit practical. So we come here, we go to our event block. Okay, we choose where green flag clicked. Alright, then we go to our motion blocks, then we go to X and Y. Alright, then we click on our controls. I'll choose wait 1 second. Can you see that? Alright, we go to our motion block and then we pick this again. and place it right here. So here we are going to put in 100, okay, and here we are going to put in 50. We are going to put in 50. Then here we are going to type in 100. No, going to use a negative sign here so that you know how it works properly. Negative 100, and for our y we're going to put a negative 50. Okay, going to put a negative 50. Can you see that? Alright, let's click on our green flag to see what we have done. You see what's happening? You see that? So when the green flag clicked, the sprite changes its position. Okay, you see that? See that? So that's it. Let's go back to our slides and continue. So now we are done with the scratch coordinates. I believe as we go on, you get to understand it more better as you use it to work out more projects. Okay, you understand it more better. So now we're going to be doing our mini project. We're going to make our sprite work. So we have to be going back to our sprite, to our scratch interface to go and make this come to life. Alright, so let's head back to scratch interface. So now we're going to make our sprite work, and here we're going to be using our default scratch for this particular project. Okay, let's head to our events and choose when green flag clicked. Okay, so we go to motions and we pick, go to, now let's change the position of our sprite. It's in the middle, so I want it to work from this end to that end. Let's leave it right here. Okay, you see as you're changing the position, it's also changing here. It's also changing here for you, so you don't have to stress yourself to start typing in the location of your sprite because it's already here. So you pick it and then you drag and drop it right here. Okay, then we go to move 10 steps. Okay, I'll place it right here, and then we go to our controls and pick wait. Let's pick this. Wait 1 second. But we want it to wait 1 second. I think it's going to be more slow. So let's do 2.0 seconds or 0.3 seconds rather. 0.2 seconds. Can you see that? Right, let's see what we've done. So we go to our events block. We choose when green flag is clicked. Okay, then we choose remove 10 steps. Okay, move 10 steps. Then we choose our controls. Go to controls and choose wait 1 second. Then we will be editing this 1 second and we'll change it to 0.3 seconds. Okay, then we'll go to next question. Pick our next question block and place it right here. Alright, let's play and see what we have done. You see that? But here you have to keep clicking on the green flag for your sprite to keep moving. And we don't want that, we want to animate this sprite, right? So we are going to go to our controls and we'll choose a forever block to keep our project keep running. Okay, make our project keep running rather. Then let's place it right here. Alright, let's see what we have done. You see that our cat is working continuously. Okay, then we can stop. We can stop it from moving. We can bring it back right here. You see that? Then let's play it again and see. Alright, our sprite is now working. So this is how you can make your sprite work. You must not use this cart's default sprite. You can go to your sprite library to choose any sprite of your choice, and then you can animate it, since you've learned how to do that in this particular project. So this is the end of our class today. Okay, bye for now and see you in our next class.